Let's execute an immediate, high-gear tactical vector shift away from modern serial killers and contemporary black ops networks, and step directly onto the ruthless, calculation-heavy tracking grids of Victorian high finance, aristocratic blackmail, and multi-generational corporate warfare. We are crossing the threshold into the opulent private banks and rain-slicked cobblestone courtyards of 19th century London with a dangerous fortune. An exceptional, rapid-pulsing historical thriller engineered by the master of epic narrative architecture, Ken Follett. This landmark deployment delivers an addictive, deeply calculating exploration of institutional corruption, family scandals, and lethal societal ambitions. Let's lay out the strategic narrative grid. If you are a fan of sprawling, high-stakes historical dramas where an ambitious, hyper-focused protagonist must navigate an absolute maze of banking conspiracies, aristocratic betrayals, and shadow executions while trying to build a legitimate commercial empire, where an analytical mind uses sharp financial profiling, market tradecraft, and social positioning vectors to outmaneuver treacherous rivals, and where the author utilizes an incandescent, shameful childhood secret-turned-weapon diagnostic routine to test our heroes' structural survival perimeters, this book is engineered to lock you in. Follett completely dominates the period financial noir dynamic, capturing the heart-racing momentum, vast systemic corruption, and deep class friction popularized by genre titans like Jeffrey Archer, Philippa Gregory, Bernard Conwell, and Edward Rutherford, while treating historical banking mechanics, high society politics, and raw human greed with absolute technical mastery. The narrative tracking grid zeroes in on our central protagonist axis, Hugh Pilaster. He is the ultimate blueprint of Victorian financial resilience, a brilliant, hardworking young man operating under a strict, calculation-heavy routine to master the internal mechanisms of his family's prestigious merchant banking house, Pilaster & Company. His daily workspace is an unforgiving ecosystem of elite London boardrooms, volatile stock exchanges, and exclusive gentlemen's clubs. His internal defense mechanisms are locked down tight against his family's dismissive elitism, his entire analytical focus strictly consumed by parsing credit ledgers, monitoring global trade metrics, and guarding his personal honor from the predatory maneuvers of his toxic relatives. The spark ignites in the year 1866 when his active scanning perimeter registers a devastating historical anomaly. During a hot summer afternoon at the elite Winfield School, a young student tragically drowned in a mysterious quarry accident. The official diagnostics rule it a tragic mishap, but a close group of schoolboys, including Hugh, his wealthy and easily manipulated cousin Edward, and the brilliant, lower-class outsider Solly Greenborn, witnessed the suspicious presence of a cold, calculation-heavy upperclassman named Mickey Miranda. Hugh's internal tracking system registers that this isn't an isolated accident. It is the foundational event of a massive, multi-decade conspiracy that will breach the security perimeters of the global financial grid. The tactical parameters instantly explode across a 20-year timeline as Mickey Miranda aligns himself with Edward's ruthlessly ambitious mother, Augusta Pilaster, transforming the banking family's internal hierarchy into a volatile psychological pressure cooker. Our resilient Hugh is forced to run completely dark at times, establishing his own independent commercial ventures and deploying his massive market tradecraft, economic profiling, and deep structural patience to survive his family's aggressive attempts to exile him. When corrupt politicians, weaponized social blackmailers, and professional cleanup crews launch hostile countermeasures to secure the Pilaster banking crown, Hugh's survival instincts engage their final deployment tracks. Every midnight ledger audit, every calculated negotiation on the trading floor, and every tense observation of changing corporate alliances chips away at his institutional trust. What follows is an exceptional, high-stakes war of perspective, economic strategy, and raw human grit. We watch the British Empire's financial perimeters completely unwrapped as Follett reveals how individual greed and personal blackmail can trigger a total macroeconomic audit, threatening to collapse major banking systems from London to South America. While Hugh smooths over his allies' vulnerabilities with devastating analytical force, a brutal financial crisis shifts the tracking clock into its terminal phase, proving that the executioners have detected his active countermeasures. To survive the impending locked market trap and outmaneuver the forces running the scam, our resilient Hugh must unleash an absolute, unyielding defense of his legacy and the woman he loves. It is a historical fiction, financial espionage, family saga, Victorian suspense noir masterpiece that treats deep tactical logistics and intense emotional friction with elite precision. The tension here burns with a sharp, calculation-heavy intensity. We are talking about that high-frequency, one bad investment or exposed secret means ruin energy, where a sudden drop in foreign bond yields, an unexpected blackmail letter delivered on silver platters, or a heavy, possessive realization that your closest business partner is actively working with your executioners carries massive structural weight.
Follett writes with an exceptionally fresh, vivid, and beautifully blunt voice, perfectly capturing the gaslit hum of high society ballrooms, the oppressive atmosphere of London's foggy alleyways, and the distinct, subtle scent of expensive cigars, old paper money, leather, and pure, unadulterated suspense. What truly elevates this milestone standalone novel into elite territory is the author's unmatched ability to balance realistic historical economics and genuine period tradecraft alongside a breathtaking narrative pace and deep emotional hooks. Our protagonist doesn't rely on unbelievable, superficial Hollywood action tropes. His immense financial intelligence, strategic patience, and profound integrity match the complexity of the chaotic, aristocratic underworld he dominates step for step, making his choices to risk everything feel profoundly authentic and deeply gripping. The pacing moves with calculated momentum, tracking intense boardroom standoffs and breathtaking romantic breakthroughs before ratcheting up to an absolute, jaw-dropping final confrontation that delivers total, hard-earned closure to his sector of the empire. A Dangerous Fortune is the definitive, pro-level upgrade your high-stakes historical suspense and classic financial fiction library demands right now. It is elegant, immensely fast-paced, and utterly unputdownable. It proves that when your entire sanctuary is targeted by a cold, calculating corporate monster, the most revolutionary play you can execute is to balance your books, secure your assets, and fight like hell to protect your legacy. So secure your personal reading sanctuary, review your emotional defensive perimeters, open your Kindle, and prepare to audit the empire.